Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Because Women Count 2021. This is an online sharing of gender and development data and issues brought to you by the Provincial Government of Negros Occidental through the GAD Focal Point System, and of course, with the technical support of NOLTC, or the Negros Occidental Language, Information, and Technology Center, and Tech for Ed Philippines. I am Marijun Pavillar Castro, the Action Officer of the PGFPS. To start our episode 2 this morning, we will have the prayer, the national anthem, and the Negros hymn.
O labing makagagahom nga amay namon sa langit, mahinuklugon nga laon nga tagtuga sang langit, hangin, kalayo, tubig kag duta. Tanda ining imong timawa, kabay ining pag-ampo, magadulot sa amon sang kabuhi nga himaya. Salamat sa mga bugay nga imo ginpaambit sa amon. Salamat sa kabuhi nga ginadulot mo sa amon nga himpit. Salamat sa maayo nga panahon kag ilabi na gid sang imo katutom sa amon. Bendisyone ang imo katawhan. Bendisyone ang ila mga palangabuhian. Bendisyone ang mga panggas sa amon mga talamnan. Bendisyone ang ilang nga paglugayawan sa iban nga kapungsuran. Kabay makalabot sila nga walay sablag sa ila pagapadulungan. Kag ila binagid, bendisyone ining isla sang Negros nga amon natawhan. Kinahalad namon ang ining pag-ampo para sa imo kadayawan.
Noon pa man, malaki na ang naging bahagi ng mga kababaihan sa lipunang Pilipino. Kaisa sila sa marubdob na paghahangad ng kalayaan ng ating lahi. Kabilang sila sa paglinang ng ating makulay na sining at mayamang kultura. Kasapi sila sa pagtataguyod ng mga adhikain ng kapwa mamamayan at sa pagtugon sa mga pangangailangan ng lipunan. Katuwang sila sa pagtuklas sa mga larangan ng agham at medisina. Kapanalig sila sa pagpapairal ng batas, karapatan at katarungan para sa lahat. Kabahagi sila sa paglilingkod sa bayan at sa pagpapanatili ng demokrasyang Pilipino. Sa paglipas ng panahon, hindi nagmaliw ang kanilang pag-ibig sa ating inang bayan. Mga kababayan, ito ang alay ng mga kababaihang Pilipino para sa bayan. Tumayo po tayong lahat at sabay-sabay nating awitin ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Ayang pag-ibig, pero sa silanganan, hanap ng puso, sa bibig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tulad ka ng pag-ibig, sa pagdulog, di ka masisingil. Sa lahat ng sa sigil at sa langit mong mahal, maginagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad ko'y kalupay na nagliligig, ang binilig na araw ng kailang pamalimagilig. Lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsiba, mo'y langit sa ating mo. Ang hikaya na pag ay makakamit, ang mga tayo ng nais sa'yo. Sa mga nasya ng bangwa, tao. Sa buong natampuan na isakripisyo, sa kauswagan ng sikatao. Ikaw magandun sa ambas ng lag, ang iyong dalaang tanang sa kasahan. Ako'y wala may mapilit sa kaluluwa, nagagagis na nagagis na ako. Ang matutuod ganyan ko sa akin, sa katawagan, paglalagaw. Sa una tampuan na isakripisyo, sa kauswagan ng sikatao. Matutuod ganyan ko sa akin, sa katawagan, paglalagaw. Sa una tampuan na isakripisyo, pagkulitan, pagkigaling, pagkigomad, dapat magpaling. Para sa kauswagan ng sikatao.
Good morning once again, and you are watching episode 2 of Because Women Count 2021, an online sharing of GAD data. Thank you to all those who are joining us this morning and who are watching through Facebook and YouTube, especially the members of the Provincial GAD Focal Point System and also the LGU GAD Focal Point Systems from the component cities and municipalities of the province, and our LGU GAD focal persons for whom we have specially organized this webinar. Before we meet our moderator and presenters this morning, let us first hear the message of the chair of the Provincial GAD Focal Point System, no less than our governor, the Honorable Eugenio Jose Lacson.
NOLTC is among the trust of the present administration. And in so doing, we made certain that proper enabling mechanism shall be in place through the creation of appropriate structures and priority programs. In 2019, when Because Women Count was organized by the provincial government, selected agencies and organizations were asked to share their GAD data. Such initiative was taken to have a more systematic method in identifying gender issues so that data-driven interventions can be made. Particularly now that the COVID-19 crisis heightened the diverse issues faced by women. To all the participants of this GAD data sharing, we truly appreciate your dedication and we thank you for recognizing the importance of having proper data that will help us make informed and accurate decisions and enable us to make strategic approaches. I also would like to encourage all our LGUs to have a more active participation. Your inputs will be of valuable importance to this campaign. To the organizers, thank you and congratulations. May this activity give all our stakeholders inspiration to pursue the noble objective of protecting, enabling, and validating the women of the province. May the good Lord continue to guide us in our aim to achieve dignity, respect, and justice for all. Avance Negrense.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Um, Thank you so much for that a very inspiring message from our Honorable Governor Bong Lacson. Uh, so the implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 9710, or the Magna Carta of Women, provides that all departments, their attached agencies, offices, bureaus, state universities and colleges, government-owned and controlled corporations, and local government units, and other instrumentalities shall develop and maintain a GAD database containing GAD information to include gender statistics and age and sex, disaggregated data that have been systematically produced, gathered, and regularly updated to serve as inputs or basis for planning, programming, and policy formulation. So as our governor said earlier, we had our first Because Women Count conference in 2019, where selected NGAs, or national government agencies, SUCs, and offices of the provincial government shared their gender and development data, identified gender issues and plan, and implemented interventions to address these issues. So this year, the provincial government 2021 to share GAD updates from the same stakeholders and more. Originally slated as a face-to-face gathering last March 30 to 31 as part of the culmination of Women's Month, the conference was postponed due to the surge in COVID cases and is finally staged through online platforms. For our episode 1 yesterday, we had OIC Regional Director Ms. Riza Joy Mapa Moldes of the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, who talked about women and migration, and she pointed out the top 10 LGUs in the province with the most number of OFWs. RD Moldes also shared the gender issues they have identified and the PPAs that they have formulated and implemented to respond to these issues, especially after COVID-19 merged. Ms. Cariman Diamante, Depositario of USAID's Safe Water Project, discussed the importance of water to women's health and hygiene, as well as for women's safety and security, and that women should also have leadership roles in water management. Meanwhile, Ms. Arceli Catherine Happy Ballesteros Raagas of Habitat for Humanity Philippines shared about the feminization of poverty, the housing backlogs in the country, and how the COVID-19 pandemic affected the housing and shelter sector, including the construction and repair budget and activities of the Filipino families. She also shared Habitat's plan to build 10,000 housings units in the Province of Negros Occidental in the next 5 years. A shelter plan formulation write-shop is being held next week with DHSUD and other shelter agencies for Negros Occidental LGUs. Our last speaker yesterday was Attorney Maria Fatima Aspan, the acting provincial election supervisor of COMELEC here in Negros Occidental. From her sharing of COMELEC data, we learned that there are more males than females who run and won in the 2016 and 2019 elections. But there are somehow equal numbers of boys and girls who ran as candidates and won in the SK elections. Currently, there are more women COMELEC staff, particularly election supervisors, as compared to the males. Interestingly, there are also more women registered voters and more women compared to the men who actually voted in the 2016 and 2019 elections. So that it is the challenge to the women of this province in the light of the forthcoming national and local elections. Our voices, issues, and agenda election. For today, we have 2 episodes which will all focus on the education sector. To facilitate the presentation, I am the Public Employment Service Office Coordinator of the Province Negros of Provincial Focal GAD Person team. This is Dr. Sharon Arias Wanse, and may I now discuss, as discussed yesterday during the episode 1, that the objectives of the Because Women Counts 2021, I'd like to reiterate them, to share GAD data, GAD issues, and some intervention programs, projects, and activities to address these issues. To update GAD Focal Point System members, GAD focal persons, and local legislators of the Province of Negros Occidental and all component cities and municipalities on GAD data, which can help them in crafting and amending policies and PPAs to better the lives of Negrense women and their families. And lastly, to encourage TUs to organize their own women count or sharing of GAD data to get a better view of the situation of women and girls in their locality. We have 2 state colleges and 1 university in the province to share their GAD data. These are Carlos Helado Memorial State College, Technological University of the Philippines, and Northern Negros College of Science and Technology. This time, this is a sort of reunion for us because we were all together during the 2019 Because Women Count conference. So, without much further ado, may I introduce to you our first speaker. Good morning, Miss May.
Good morning, Doc Sharon.
Good morning, Miss May.
Good
It's good to see
morning.
you. It's good to see you, ma'am.
This is really one reunion for all of us.
So we are looking forward to know what TUPV has been doing for the past 2 years as far as GAD is concerned, Miss May.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Miss May I now give you the floor for your presentation?
Thank you, Doc Sharon. Hi, wonderful morning from the wonderful University of Technological University of the Philippines in the Visayas. I am May Olorga and I am the GAD coordinator of the campus. So I would like to premise my presentation that the gender and development thrusts, projects, plans, and activities are all but results of collaboration of all the different sectors of the campus and the university, including the external sectors, the different agencies, which or whom we try to work with. So may I now start my presentation. From the small Technological University of the Philippines, Visayas, located in Capitan Sabi Street, Talisay City, and the wonderful men and women who try to comprise this campus, maayong aga sa tanan. Okay, next please. Our statistics for this last school year, predominantly you could try to see that our school is an engineering school. So basically we try to offer electronics and communications engineering and Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, plus all the other BS in engineering technology and our mechatronics technology. Also, we had started offering the BS chemistry. And so from the figures that you could see on your screen, you could see that really there are more male students enrolled in our school than female. Though what is so significant is that with the BS chemistry, we have 21 female and we only have 16 males. Okay, next please. For the first year to fifth year population for this 2020 and 2021, again, you would notice that there are more males than females in our school. So basically, still, this would also try to tell you that we, or TUP Visayas, had started opening wide its doors to so many qualified female incoming first year who could try to, in a way, qualify our admission test, interview, and all the other admission requirements. Next, please. Okay, so I will not bore you anymore with statistics and figures, but may I just try to share with you some of what we had done last year. So early last year, early meaning wala pang pandemic, early last year we had started with the, again, collaboration with our guidance and counseling office and our academic related services. This chess therapy was conducted with the youth in Bacolod City. So we believe that this particular intervention would try to help them stay put in the center and get out the best of them. So second, with in the collaboration of with the collaboration, of course, next please. Thank you. No, let's see for this. With the collaboration, of course, with Sir Calaor from the province and Sir Salsalida, we also tried to give empowerment and reaffirmation of paternal abilities training, or ERPAT, to our male faculty members and staff. Thank you. Next, please. Before the pandemic, we had a close collaboration with the Talisay City Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. So almost every year, especially during Valentine's Day or during February, we try to show our persons in our friends and family members in the BJMP that we care. So here we're trying to give them a little of what we had gathered for them to feel good on Valentine's Day. Next, please. This is before the pandemic, February. So our intervention for our students, not just study, 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 or work, 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 but we also gave them na in love ka na besh, some kind of a forum. And then there was the spoken poetry contest wherein they tried to verbalize and try to say publicly their spoken poems or poems to their fellow students. And then we had marriage and love and courtship forum given to us from, these are from the San Nicolas de Tolentino Parish and also our advocacy board. Okay, so this was our forum during the marriage and courtship forum. Next, please. One of our advocacies also, believing that our students excel in the arts, we tried to encourage them to do murals. So this particular mural of women is equal to men, and then equality is for all is done at the back of our student lounge. The next slide, next please. The next slide is another mural which was done last year before the pandemic on the wall of one of the corners of our fence here in TUP Visayas. So this is another advocacy. Came March last year, we still were able to do our advocacy for Purple Mondays during the National Women's Month celebration. So here we tried to give out purple ribbons for our students and faculty and staff to be in a way aware that March is Purple Month and the National Women's Month. Next, please. Next, please. Okay, so before the pandemic, we were still able to have this one, our photographs, our photo contest, our collage, our poster, and our other information and education communication materials. So this we tried to display in different corners of the campus. We also were able to give out Gawad Advocacia or the GAD awardees to our partners, believing that the works of gender and development would not be possible without their help. So we were able to give out these awards to the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology of Talisay City, the Tambara Mountain Settlers Association, the TUP Visayas Cooperative, our student group, the Alalangay, the University Student Government, our Sagay Extension Campus, and the Bagu City General Services Office. So to them, we say thank you. Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. We believe that our students are really significant sectors in our advocacy. So this year in our virtual graduation, we gave out our GAD awards for our graduating students. So we were able to give out awards for 6 females and 8 males. Next, please. Our education and information communications bulletin board. So at least we were able to still do have this before the pandemic came. Next one. And we also have a GAD section in our library. Although we are still starting, but at least we are able to tell the students that we have GAD related books which they could always browse and try to look at when they are in need of some reference materials. Next, please. In response to the call of a gender-neutral toilet, we had one constructed last year. So this is just the start of our support for a gender-neutral toilet for the members of our community who would like to use this one. Also, with our growing population, before the toilet, please. With our growing population, we had another set of 4 cubicle or 4-door toilet for female students or girls constructed last year. Next. And then the pandemic came. So with that, we stopped for a while and then we came back. And so with this, our proactive response to this of having a lot of protocols and quarantine and all the other health controls that we have to make. So we tried to use the Facebook as a way to disseminate our information. Sorry. Next, please. So we had our Kamustahan sa Gender and Development participated by our university student government officers, our Alalangay GAD student advocate members, and its advisors. So we just use the virtual platform for our Kamustahan. We believe that we have to do this so as to check. We may not be physically present, but we can try to say that we care and we check because of this particular platform. Next, please. Also, we tried to have the Kamustahan sa BASD parts 1 and 2. Why? BASD is Basic Arts and Sciences Department, and the faculty members of this department plus all the other members of some other departments are advisors to first-year students. So we had this Kamustahan 1 and 2 in a way to also affirm the teacher's presence or the advisor's presence to our students, especially our freshies who are just new in our university. So we try to have this virtual Kamustahan with them. Next, please. With our TUP Sagay Extension Campus, we are very grateful that the university student government there and the student Alalangay group there, plus the support of the campus head, is very, very in close with various sectors. Like, for example, this one, we had this in collaboration with the Sagay Tourism Office. So we had this one for our EVAUC month, and this film was shown to our students there in Sagay campus, faculty and staff. Next, please. These are now our advocacies for the EVAUC and for the EVAUC thing. So November last year, we were still so close with our health protocols and quarantine thing. So all these things were done virtually. So the contests of photography and painting and poetry and video advocacy, so they were all done virtually. Next, please. This is from Sagay campus also, and we are very grateful to our Sagay counterparts for supporting our advocacies of making their students be part of this elimination of violence against women and children celebration. Next one, please. Okay. So with this quarantine protocols, everything is now on the virtual platform. So our webinars, our advocacies were all done using the Zoom platform and the Facebook Live. So we cannot go anymore to the jail, so we had uh, the platform venue or portal go to them. So we had a Kamustahan sa jail, and we also had, thank you for the collaboration once again with our fellow goddesses. We had for our God orientation, we had this one, and this was given by our counterpart, Dr. Bimbi de Chavez, Jareño de Chavez, or the Chavez Jareño. Sorry, ma'am. So thank you very much for this collaboration. Next. Our gender awareness and sensitivity training. Again, this was done by Dr. Bimbi. Thank you. Next. Thank you, NOLTC, for sharing your GAD webinars with us last year. So we were able to join you with all these platforms that you had given us. And also, we would like to thank the Philippine Commission on Women for all our advocacies, which we try to share in our Facebook page, the TUPV Gender and Development Facebook page. Next, please. So our advocacies now, when it comes to students, this is in this form. So this was during the EVAUC celebration, and their advocacy just tried to look just like this, which we try to share in our TUPV Gender and Development Facebook page. Next, please. Okay. So again, we also had a lot of webinars. We also had with us Miss Mary Ann. We also had with us our fellow goddess from UNESCO. And then because of the plantita and plantito craze, or should we say another diversion from the pandemic, we also had backyard urban gardening and hydroponics or BOG. And then, of course, the gender and sensitivity train. Thank you. Next. We also had our signages for the health protocols as a sort of reminder that before you enter the campus, you just have to get your temperature checked. You just have to do this and to do this. Please wear mask and everything. Next one. Last November, with proper social distancing, we were still able to advocate and do our own share of elimination of violence against women and children campaign. So these were our women doing their EVAUC things, so self-compassion and our advocacy. Next. Because we also respond proactively to the men, we also had for them Kami Naman, We Men on Women. So this was also our EVAUC program for our male faculty and staff. Okay. Next. We, in collaboration, of course, with our mother university, our mother campus, TUP Manila, we had a series of gender-responsive webinars, which we tried to attend also. And then the same as we also had our own share of webinars, which we tried to deliver to our students and our faculty and staff. Here we tried to encourage or invite our, how would we call it, alumni, engineers, female engineers who try to share their experiences in the workplace. With the National Women's Month, we had this Juana 2021 version wherein we tried to call for different digital art contests or visual art contests from our students. Next, please. Next, please. Okay, so these are the winning entries for our Juana 2021 version 2.0. So we had the traditional pencil and pen. We also had the coffee art from our Sagay campus. Okay, and then we also have digital art. Next, during the National Women's Month, we also had our share of webinars on water, women, and humanity, which we did in collaboration with Salay City Water District. We also had invited our female engineers for their sharings on what it is to be working now in the field. And then we also had invited one surgeon who talked on women and the big C, or breast cancer. Next one. I premised my presentation with collaboration. So we did a lot of collaboration with our partners. This one with AIDS, with Bagani Center, and then with our disaster risk, with the Disaster Risk and Reduction Management Office of Talisay City, with our University Medical and Dental Clinic, here with our doctor who talked about the heart thing during the Valentine's presentation. And of course, with our university student government, with its own Amliganay, which is now institutionalized in our campus. Amliganay Drive, which started during the flood, or during the Baguio last year, and then with the flooding in Talisay. So we had the full support of the student body with this Amliganay, and also, of course, with the faculty and staff. And we would like to thank also IF Green Solutions for their seedlings, which we tried to give to our community partners. So we also had a close collaboration with a private college here in Bacolod with their guidance office, and our DOST Hive, ITSU, for our design thinking, which tries to encourage entrepreneurship among female sectors in the campus, and more than that, which tries to encourage patenting and innovation and pitch making for all new and pioneered projects. And also we have LICAS, which is LICAS is a student group which is more into taking care of the environment. So in our own little way, we started our mini garden through the help of this group of students. Thank you. Here is the result of our Amliganay Drive, which we tried to share with the city government of Talisay through its social work DSWDO, and then of course with the local government, barangay with the local government headed by Barangay Captain Garcia, and then our hygiene kit, we gave this out to our students who were affected by the typhoon early January. Okay, next one, please. Of course, our Sagay campus is always very supportive. So they had their own share of Amliganay, which they donated to the city government of Sagay. Okay, next one. Now, with the National Women's Month last March, these were our advocacies. We cannot really try to group together, so we just have this one per office. And this is, in a way, try to make everybody aware that March is the National Women's Month. But we had our own share of 1 billion rising deaths. So here are our National Women's Month celebration. Different offices. Next, please. Okay. With the support of the local government unit of Barangay Zone 12, we were able to get sectoral representatives of different WANAs. WANAs from the senior citizen, from the lactating mothers, from the different groups. And we had them, 10 of them. We tried to have some kind of a focus group discussion with them, trying to know and try to make them feel that we care and WANA espesyal ka. Okay. This one, the tree planting was done in collaboration with the city, with Salay City Water District. Okay. If we cannot go up the mountain because of the quarantine and the border control, then our partner, the Tambara Mountain Settlers Association, come down to us and they try to get our donation for their community. So here we have Mr. Ray Malan, who tried to get our share of what what we could try to share with them. And still here, our local partners from the Zone 12 local government unit. Next, please. Here is Mr. Malan with our University Student Government President, President Alter Gonzalez, who is very supportive of our advocacies. Next, please. Okay. Here we had for our National Women's Month. Usually we try to say, "Kabalubala, does the woman know how to do basic electricity?" So we had this one given, basic electricity or electricity 101 for our WANAs, wherein the faculty and staff of the Electrical Engineering Technology Department tried to share their knowledge and expertise in teaching us how to do extension making and wiring. And of course, the Accounting 101 in collaboration with the TUP Visayas Multipurpose Cooperative. Next one, please. Next one. Okay, next one. Okay, so again, we had this one with the series with local government of Zone 12. We had this for the whole month of March. And so that's why they come to us. Can we just go back to the previous slide, please? Okay, here we taught our faculty and staff, even our auxiliary members on how to do dishwashing, because we believe that knowing how to do dishwashing, the dishwashing thing would try to help us in a way help abate the spread of the virus or the germs. So in collaboration with the TUPV Multipurpose Cooperative, we had this dishwashing making thing demonstrated to our people. Okay. Next, please. With the initial talk, which was done by our guidance and academic related services and guidance services office, we were able to ink a MOA with the representative from the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples. So we had this one, and we are very supportive of all the programs and activities that the NCIP would like to share with us. So the Wana Espesyalka was also our National Women's Month thing. Okay, so here we tried to huddle for our how do you call it? Our extension project. The Mechanical Engineering Department of our College of Engineering has a sericulture project in collaboration with OISCA. We had the project there in Tambara, up there in Talisay. So here, the meeting here is more of how do we try to go on trying to further and sustain our impact with the mountain settlers of Tambara. Next, please. Oh, okay, webinar. This is more of a webinar, attendance in a webinar. Next, please. Okay, so if you try to ask, do you try to evaluate your webinars? Yes, we do. We try to give out evaluation links and evaluation forms wherein we try to evaluate the speaker and the delivery, the content of our webinars. So here we have our alumnus from New Zealand who tried to talk about the life during COVID. And then we have here in collaboration with the City Health Office of Talisay City, Miss Arlene Corteza, who also talked about AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, next please. Okay, so another webinar for the gender fair language, which was given and shared with us by Dr. Arsenio, and our data mined research presentation done virtually was also evaluated, and the rest of the webinars. Next one, please. So now to share positivity and to encourage our students to participate with us, and also to know how our alumni are faring during these crucial times. Then we started with Her Story, His Story series, wherein we try to we try to invite our students and our alumni to share with us their passion, besides studying, of course, their passion which brought them to limelight. So for example, this our student is a Wattpad writer and had published her own novel. And then here the artists had been featured by regional networks and by TV networks for their craft in painting and visual arts. Okay, next please. So with all those presentation, then we could always say that affecting gender and development in the campus would always be possible if we try to collaborate with the various sectors in the campus. And TUP Visayas Gender and Development Office was able to do that because of the help and the support of the various sectors. But more than that, I believe that we do this work because we believe in it. And I believe too that this is the essence of advocacy. We do this because we believe in it. So from the wonderful world and wonderful campus of TUP in the Visayas, maayong aga sa inyo tanan.
Wow, thank you so much, Miss May. Hindi ko na sang pamati sa imong presentation. Miss May is an Associate Professor 3 and the coordinator of it is so heartwarming to listen to the updates of what TUPV can offer. You know, TUP Visayas is a male-dominated school, but they have done so much to contribute in the gender equality and empowerment of women. We'll see you again in a while, Miss May. Thank you so much. Okay, our second speaker for today is the GAD Director of the Northern Negros State College of Science and Technology, or NONESCOS, based in Sagay City since 2017 up to the present. She is a commerce major and accounting graduate from the University of St. LaSalle Bacolod. She obtained her Master's of Arts of Education in Educational Management from the Philippine Normal University, Visayas, and her Doctor of Philosophy from NONESCOS. She also obtained supplemental units in education from the University of Negros Occidental, Recoletos, and West Negros College. She has attended many GAD-related trainings, such as GAD concepts and SOGI, use of the HGDG to mainstream GAD elements in the project development cycle, gender analysis, tools and practices, GAD formulation workshop, evaluating gender-responsive senior high curriculum, orientation in the use of GAD fair language, and seminar on managing risk of gender-based violence during the COVID-19 pandemic. To share the GAD statistics from NONESCOS, let's for Mary Ann T. Arsenio. Good morning, Doc. Good morning, Doc.
Start.
Yes. Hi, Doc.
Hello.
Welcome to the Women's Camp 2021. It's good to see you. How are you?
Okay. Quite nervous because I am not used to be presenting myself.
So we are all excited to hear GAD updates from NONESCOS. So please start your presentation, Doc.
Before I start, I would like to express my gratitude to the national and local government agencies who are really very supportive in our endeavor in NONESCOS. I would like also to express my appreciation for my fellow workers in NONESCOS. I really appreciate your effort to promote gender equality. So here is our sex disaggregated data. So this is our enrollment for academic year 2019 and 2020, and that totals to 6,107. 3,701 are females. Also, in the second semester, we have 5,672, 3,469 are females. In 2020-2021, our enrollment is 6,929, 4,326 are females. In the second semester, we have 6,253, 4,009 are female. So this is our courses. We have many programs which you can choose: BSIT, BSIS, LIS, and many more. We have fisheries, agriculture, education, IT, criminology, arts and sciences, including AB English and biology. We have nursing. So you can choose from our many programs. The most enrollees now are the BSBA, the criminology, and the BSIT. But I guarantee you all of our programs are really very interesting, and we have competent faculty. So these are our enrollment. So most of our enrollees are female. Here is our supplement, staff complement. There are 172 teaching personnel, non-teaching personnel, and administrative personnel. So 83%, of course, are teaching personnel, 6% are non-teaching, and 11% are administrative staff. Here are the title of the gender-related trainings that we have provided to our staff, but it would be more interesting to present it through our accomplishment report mamaya. Okay, if we are to look at the enrollment in the 3 years, we have 2018 enrollment 5,098, 2019-2020 enrollment is 6,107, 2020-2021 is 6,929. If we look at it, we have an average growth of 17%. Yet our personnel is only 170%. That is why we really would like to appeal to those who can support us. And we also, in our investment plan, we are looking into investing into infrastructure, both physical and IT infrastructure, and also we are investing on human resource. So we believe that the national government would really knows what we need, because this will lead to the 3 gender issues that women are facing. One is difficulty in keeping personal life and study or work balance, because if you are to look into our ratio, with the personnel and the client, there is really a large or enormous size of clients. So we are really investing in IT infrastructure so that we can accommodate our clients. And of course, if we will have a limited face-to-face, which our clients really wishes would happen because of their expression of difficulty in our mode of learning and teaching now. So we are trying to invest on infrastructure, especially IT infrastructure, and prepare for a possible blended learning, which would we expect to have a limited face-to-face if the national government would already allow us. So we need to really provide more space, more physical space or infrastructure, buildings and classrooms. And that is why our investment plan really considers this. Since this will also confront us with health risks among our clients and also among our personnel. We are also looking into the reasons why there is usually a decrease, although it is not really that drastic, but there is always a decrease in the second semester. And if we undergo deliberations, while the faculty, our faculty who is trying to follow up our students, our faculty who is trying to follow up our students really are giving us feedback that most of our students who stop schooling have financial difficulty because of the because they need to work to sustain not only their need in studying but the need of the family. So, but despite of that, we are trying to do our best to promote gender equality and to respond to the possible risk of our student and personnel. So allow me to present to you our 2019 accomplishment report and 2020 accomplishment report in promoting gender equality. Our accomplishment uh, focus on the compliance of CMO 01 2015, which is the GAD mainstreaming guidelines provided by CHED, and of course, with the guidance also of the PCW. So in the 2019 March, we have participated as presenter of the college sex disaggregated data in Because Women Count, sponsored by the Province of Negros Occidental, GAD Focal Point System, and Planning and Development Office. Thank you very much, especially to our governor and to Ma'am Marijon, who always gives us the opportunity to present our data and our concerns. Also, we are trying to establish, continually updating our sex disaggregated data gathering in our community partners. In the Extension Summit, we are also trying to We are also trying to enhance the the competence of our faculty and staff in the use of the harmonized GAD guidelines or the HGDG to empower them to conduct a gender responsive program. Here we provide opportunity for the extension coordinators to be to familiarize with the HGDG. Also, we have provided guidelines for integrating God in the syllabus, and we are trying to provide forums and walk through among faculty so that they are empowered to integrate gender concepts in their syllabus. These are the orientation in the HGDG. Also, we have also provided training on the use of HGDG to our focal point system. So this is really an evidence of the time and effort spent by the personnel of NONESCOS and also especially of the leadership, the leaders or the GAD Focal Point System involving themselves and empowering themselves. We have also invited the GAD focal person of the UP Visayas to orient us in the development of gender fair learning materials, and they did train us teamed with Donna Fe Toledo, our expert in the development of learning materials. So these are our activity. And now in our module, we have provided checklists to ensure that our modules are using gender fair language. Also, we have a seminar workshop in strengthening community organizations, and we are promoting gender balance. So we go into our partner community. This is a very interesting training because the BHW have realized that they need male workers and the ANOD need female workers. So they are looking into the membership in the present organization and units in the local government or in the community. And I am happy to say that our partner community leadership are really involved in our training. Thank you very much. So, and I am happy to say also that we have helped the organization of one of our community partner in their registration to DOLI, and they have come up with a constitution and bylaws that really have a gender lens. So this is during our discussion. So we started with ano ba talaga ang magawa ni lalaki at ni babae as we usually make them realize. So magagawa natin ang lahat together, of course, with proper training, proper technology, and proper protective gears. So yung mga output nila, na-present nila. So we have the different units in our barangay. We also have series of orientations. This is the start with the series of, we start with the student leaders, and our student leaders were involved in orienting about anti-sexual harassment law to our students per program. So we have a lawyer, we invited a lawyer to orient to us about the anti-sexual harassment law and laws about bullying. Okay, so masaya because our students present their what they have learned from the training in a very creative way. Of course, there is always a commitment. That is why we really see that our students are committed, student leaders, because they really are involved in making our students aware of the anti-sexual harassment and anti-bullying laws. So this is the start. So we have also the presentation to the CBM student. And then we have involved ourselves with the Regional Summit 2019. We are invited as one of the co-hosts. I would like to thank the CHED Regional Office for giving us a chance to co-host this summit. And we have attorney Carmelita Yadaw Sison as the speaker. I am happy and I miss the regional office personnel. And also here are our GAD focal persons, Doc Samson and the GAD focals in the Kamsi is in the picture. So we have our conference going on. We also express our commitment. We also attended the 7th National GAD Budget Forum by the PCW. And we have different speakers from PCW. We also assisted the COMELEC on their satellite registration, and it is really fulfilling to provide service, especially for women, especially for the elderly, and for the pregnant women who were given seats and accommodation so that they would no longer go to the city to have themselves registered. We also constantly update our GAD bulletin. So this is now we go down to the different programs, students from different programs. And if you can see there, you would see our student leaders are now doing a creative presentation about anti-sexual harassment law salient points. Okay, so we are going down to our different colleges and programs. In orienting them on gender-related laws, especially anti-sexual harassment, anti-bullying, and the safe space law. We also attended the 5th Pagday Summit so that we can be updated and we can also share our experiences and challenges as advocates of gender equality. Of course, we also orient the student, personnel, and community on the anti-vowsy law, and we always participate in the vow-free uh, celebration. Okay, so this is the continuous orientation on anti-vowsy and anti-sexual harassment in the community, this time in the community. I would like also to thank Mama Region and the provincial government for also involving us in the provincial GAD agenda formulation workshop. Thank you very much. This is now our accomplishment report for 2020. So I would like to PCW because to thank the PCW and the CHED because for the support in the 2020 annual Gender and Development God Plan and Budget was endorsed by the PCW and I would like to thank CHED, PCW, and our personnel, school workers in UNESCO for that collaborative effort. We also participated in the CHED Regional 6 Conference with Gender and Development Focal Persons from local colleges and SUCs, and I am always happy to see my fellow advocates in gender and development, and I am always happy to share with them their own experiences and learn from them. So, because of we incorporated in our curriculum gender and society, we also provided opportunity for our faculty and our potential faculties. As you see, we always have an increase in enrollment to be prepared in teaching gender and society, and also to continually improve our syllabus and our modules. So we have training provided to them. So we continually train our personnel on the use of HGDG. This time we train the planning, especially our architects and engineers, so that we can have a gender responsive infrastructure. And I am happy to note that they always consider the gender responsive needs responsiveness in our infrastructure. If you would see our current infrastructure, damo na ang cubicles for CR for female. So we also invited ang mga nagadaog namon those who win in the bidding na mga contractor. And of course, we continually provide more resources in our God Corner in the library, including the outputs of our student in gender and society. So we have our Women Month celebration. Mamaya, I will show you the output of our Women's Month celebration this year. So we encourage them to wear purple, and we really recognize those who are wearing purple. I would also like to thank CHED and PCW for endorsing our accomplishment report in 2019 and our revised God plan and budget in 2020. In the onset of COVID-19 until now, we are trying to help by distributing food packs for senior citizen and children in partnership sang nag-lockdown with PNU Cadiz, and of course my initiatives man Sagay and other cities where our students are residing. During the enrollment, because we have difficulty now in having face-to-face orientation with the student, we we provide IEC material for anti-sexual harassment and BAUSI law after every entrance exam. Our guidance office orient the students. So we attended the PCW webinars, especially our GAD Focal Point Systems attend PCW GAD webinars. So I would like to thank especially the leaders of our college who are really very active in the participation in the PCW GAD webinars. So we continue to strengthen our community partners by looking into gender balance for sustainable livelihood. So we have 300 clients despite COVID. And of course, this is a 3-day training, 50 clients per day. And I would like to thank also our barangay officials who are really very active, and the barangay IETF will help us in providing trainings for them despite the pandemic. And we also never stop orienting them about anti-violence against women. And we also invited our women's desk officer in the of our police officers. So these are our activity for our community. I would like also to thank PNU for inviting me as resource speaker. Actually, this is not simply giving them what I have experienced, but also this is a shared learning of experiences. And also, I would like to thank TUP for inviting me also as a resource speaker. And we are continually assisting our faculty because as I have said kanina, na our faculty is experiencing multitasking, and we are trying now to look into how we can really decrease our class size, but we really need the help of our national government for really realize that. So we are trying to do our best to help one another in our endeavors. So we are continually assisting the faculty in the integration of GAD in the syllabi and developing gender fair modules by mentoring and helping them in looking for references. Also, because we are challenged in our income generating project, our faculty attended the webinar on women's economic empowerment, streamlining food and drug authority requirements and procedure for processed food products. Also, I would like to thank ISATU for giving us a chance to learn more about ending violence against women and girls. So this is our participation for the 18th Day campaign. And because, of course, of pandemic, although we are really trying to risk, as long as we are allowed by the IATF for a face-to-face orientation, we also do campaign through virtual. So these are our GAD Focal Point System using the VAUSI, anti-VAUSI frame in their Facebook profile. So, despite the challenges posed by the pandemic and gender-related issues, I would like to believe, and we in UNESCO believe, that there is always hope. So, to end, I would like to say, and all of us in UNESCO would like to say, bangon, babae, bangon. And this is not only true to all babae, but we want babae to bangon because we want all genders to prosper in the Philippines and in the world. So allow me to share our output in the Women's Month celebration this year. Sir, sir, paano ko makita? Parang hindi ako. Dahil
Tigil ng panggagahasa, huwag matakot at lumaban na. Tama na ang pang-aabuso, tumayo tayo, kaya natin ito. Bilyong babae ang babangon, tayo ang Gabriela ng ating panahon. Bangon, babae, bangon, ito na ang ating panahon. Itaas ang kamay, at tayo'y lalaban ng sabay-sabay. Bawat tindak, bawat galaw, buong kataway sumisigaw. Bangon, babae, bangon, ito na ang ating panahon.
Isang bilyong babaeng babangon. Ito na ang panahon. Bangon, babae, bangon!
I would like to say, bangon, babae, bangon, bangon, Negros, bangon, Pilipinas, bangon, all countries in the world, because gender equality is essential for sustainable development. And I would like to thank all government agencies and my colleagues for promoting gender equality. Thank you, Province of Negros Occidental, for giving us a chance to present our gender concerns.
Wow, that was so great, Doc Ann. I was actually having goosebumps watching your show there. Thank you so much, Doc Arsenio, for sharing. We'll see you again in a while. We will have to welcome our last presenter, person of Carlos Hilado Memorial State College, based in the main campus of Talisay. Let's all welcome Ms. Oh, the NANESCO's presentation was really very good. Bangon, babae, bangon. Education sector, together with other sectors, really want to make change for women. So we're doing all these activities, having collaborations. I remember, no, the first presentation from TUP. The word that captured the presentation was the collaboration. The collaboration with other partner, with other agencies, even from LGU and the local barangay, so that they could be able to implement their plans, their programs, their activities in the area. So that was really very good, and I hope, no, some of the activities of some of the activities of what do you call this, TUP Visayas are really worthy of emulations. So can we our last presenter, our last presenter for today is the GAD focal person of Carlos Hilado Memorial State College, based in the main campus of Talisay. Let's all welcome Dr. Elvie Samson. Hi, Doc Elvie.
Hi, good morning.
Good,
Morning, Dr. Sharon.
good to see you again, and thank you for accepting our. Hey,
Can
Doc.
I be heard, ma'am? Dr.
Yes, yes,
Sharon, can I be heard? Okay.
yes, very clear, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc, please share with us your GAD statistics and initiatives in the Carlos Hilado Memorial.
Gladly I will, Dr. Sharon. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Maayong agagid sa aton tanan. It is so good to be alive and to be reunited with you, my fellow God advocates. I truly appreciate the invitation extended by Ma'am June and this opportunity for me to be able to share with you the sex disaggregated data of the Carlos Hilado Memorial State College. Now, go ahead, Raz. Okay. Now, I am trying to make something work here. I am starting to share my presentation with you. Just for a little bit, please. Let me just. Okay. This is the first slide of my presentation. Can you see? Okay. Ask me. Hello, Ma'am Sharon.
Yes, good
Is my
morning, Doc. Yes,
presentation is my
yes,
presentation
very,
visible? Yeah. Okay.
yes,
Thank you
very
so
visible.
much.
You can now start, Doc.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Hello, Ma'am Sharon.
Hello, Doc Elves. Can
I
you?
understand a copy of my presentation was also sent to the NOLTC people here.
Yes, yes. They're
Okay
actually
na.
sharing it on screen. You may start now.
Gabot na. Ako na lang.
The the
Yung ba na lang
the
sa
Doc Elves, Doc
sa ako?
Elvie. Yes, the host now is actually sharing your slide. You may now start your presentation.
I see. Okay. So, see. We are okay. So that seems to be the trouble because we are also trying to make this work here. And it's a good thing nga ara na sa NOLTC dira ang control. So sige. So ladies and gentlemen, again, I am going to present to you the sex disaggregated data of Carlos Hilado Memorial State College, which is known as CAMSI. Now, let me just give you this very brief introduction about Carlos Hilado before I proceed with my presentation. Now, Carlos Hilado Memorial State College main campus is located in Mabini Street, Talisay City, Negros Occidental, and it has three other campuses. One is in Alihis campus, another is in Binalbagan campus, and the third is in Fortune Town campus. So in Alihis campus, we have our College of Computer Science. In Binalbagan campus, we have our College of Criminal Justice and the College of Fisheries. In Fortune Town campus, we have our College of Business Management and Accountancy. And here in Talisay campus, we have our College of Education, College of Engineering, College of Industrial Technology, and College of Arts and Sciences. So there are four CAMSIs actually. Now, just very briefly, please. Next slide, please. Let me share with you our mission, which reads, we are a green institution committed to empower the youth and lifelong learners who will contribute to nation building and global transformation through equality instruction, inclusive and creative teaching learning pedagogies, relevant research, social innovation, dynamic partnership, and active civic engagement in a conducive and fulfilling environment for students, faculty, staff, and partners. Our vision to be a leading green institution of higher learning and the global community by 2030. Green stands for good governance, research-oriented, extension-driven, education for sustainable development, and nation building. Next slide, please. Our core values, the values which we would like to develop among our students are excellence, compassion, environmental preservation, love of country, and service. The core attributes, those that would like our students to become: competent worker, compassionate being, environmentally responsible, nation builder, and engaged citizen. Our quality policy reads, we commit to deliver quality higher education services in conformance with established standards through competent human resource and functional systems adherent to the principle of continual improvement for customers' satisfaction. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Hilado Memorial State College does sex disaggregated data. The data I am going to share with you are the data which we were able to accumulate from school year 2015 to 2021. The fact is that I was able to share with you some of this data 2 years back when we had also a similar undertaking by the province for the same purpose. However, allow me please to continue to share with you the same data in addition to the 2021 data, the latest, which we were able to update, because I'd like to provide you, moms and sirs, with a point of comparison just for you to be able to see the trending of what is going on with our enrollment. Is it going down or going up over a period of time? So I would not be discussing in details the same data because, as I mentioned, I have already shared this with you. But should you wish to take a closer look and details of the same data, I will try to make this available for you using this platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready with the data, the sex desegregated data from the main campus, Talisay campus. Now, here are our curricular offerings. You can just take a look at this. And here again, as I mentioned, the enrollment status, which are arranged according to school years from 2015 to 2021, arranged according to programs and according to year levels of the students. But let's not take a look at this in detail. Let us proceed. And I'd like to go straight to the summary of this presentation of the data in the main campus. Now let's take a look at the next slide, please. The summary. Go ahead, please. Some more. Okay, this one. So, excuse me for a while. Okay, this one. So here is the summary of the enrollment of our students from school year 2015 to 2021. In a period of 7 years, ladies and gentlemen, we were able to enroll 59,792 students across all programs and across all year levels. And out of these 59,792 students, 24,744 are males, while 38,048 are females. So the difference is 13,304 in favor of female enrollees. So this is giving us, some questions, quite intriguing to note that there are more female students than male students in the main campus, where the flagship program is education. And of course, I mentioned the engineering courses, industrial technology, as well as the College of Arts and Sciences. That despite, while it was to be expected as true in the past that engineering courses seem to be dominated by male students, however, our data shows that as a whole, there are more female students than male, the male counterpart in the main campus. So what accounts for this? Now here is, first slide please, the slide prior to this. The pie graph here is showing us the bigger percentage of female population in our main campus. And here, in the next slide, the line graph here is showing us the trending of our enrollment. As you will notice, the line is a bit, it decreases over time. It has dropped for both male and female. And when was this? That was in the year 2017 to 2018, where this was the start of the K-12 curriculum, which expectedly did affect our enrollment, as in the case of most SUCs and higher institutions of learning, not just here in the province, but I believe all over the country for that matter. And here in 2019 to 2020 here, if you notice, while it has gone down a bit, it started to grow. And again, it is going up. The trend is going up to the present. And this is also a bit intriguing given the fact that we are at present still experiencing the pandemic. But this figure is telling us that amidst the difficulty brought by COVID-19, students still choose to enroll in our courses, and I believe in most HEIs for that matter. So this is telling us something that education still plays a very important, consideration insofar as our students and their parents are concerned. We pay a very high premium on education that we are willing, to risk the dangers of COVID. Okay, so in the next slide, here is Alihis Campus. Again, just to review, these are the curricular offerings in the Alihis Campus. And this is where we are at present having our College of Computer Science, which was formerly the College of Information Technology. So how are the enrollment, next slide please, status in this campus are concerned? So here again, these are arranged according to program, but let us just focus on the last slide here, which is the summary of enrollment. For a period of 7 years, ladies and gentlemen, the figure here is telling us that we were able to have a total enrollment of 23,137, and 12,719 of these are male, while 10,418 are females. The difference is 2,301 in favor of male students. So in this campus, I am telling you in advance that this is the only campus so far where more of our students are male. So what is precisely in computer science courses attract male students? Why is it more attractive to male than female students? So these are questions for consideration. Okay, so let us now proceed. This is the figure. This pie graph is showing us the percentage of the population, but of the male students over those of the female. Okay, the line graph, next slide, again here. So you will notice that the female population is a bit dwindling here in this campus in 2019 and 2020. It has gone down, but it is starting to move again, move up just a little bit. And here in 2021, it has picked up somewhere along this time. And again, this is still with the pandemic. But I would surmise that one of the probable reason for this, as perhaps you might agree also, that CAMSI has started to offer free education. That was in 2018-2019 with the UNIFAST. We are now fully free, of the burden of having to shoulder the tuition and miscellaneous expenses which students before had to shoulder. Now everything is free, and all that they need to do is to risk the difficulty of mobility because of the pandemic. But insofar as the delivery of instruction is concerned, everything is moving forward. And as you can see, little by little, the population is trying to pick up. Okay, in the next slide, we are into the Fortune Town Campus data. And in Fortune Town Campus, again, as I mentioned earlier, taking a look at these curricular offerings, this is the campus where we offer our business courses. And let us take a look at this data now, arranged according to year level, according to program, and according to school year also. So let us focus more on the summary, which tells us that for a period of 7 years, moms and sirs, we were able to have 24,817 enrollees across all programs and across all year levels. And out of these, 6,548 are males, while 18,000, my goodness, this is quite big, this is quite high, 18,269 are females. Daw tatlo kapilo almost ang mga babae, no? Sang sa mga lalaki. So the difference is quite big, 11,721 in favor of the female students. And this is also very intriguing because, again, Fortune Town Campus is offering business courses. So we might think, ano sa mga business courses ang masyado ka-attractive para sa mga babae? Why are there more female students enrolling in business courses? Nga ang wala appeal sa mga lalaki o kung may appeal man nga adyutay lang. So you see, these are very, very good questions for us to ponder on. And this is also very good, baseline data for us in CAMSI, a service provider, to also reckon on and try to find out how best we could make our programs, business courses, a lot more attractive para nga ang ma-inspire nga mag-enroll hindi lang mga babae kundi mga lalaki man, or how else to improve our system, our services, so that those women who are attracted to the program could be satisfied with the quality of the services we are offering. Okay, I'm sorry, my presentation is short. Hello? Hello? Ma'am Sharon?
Yes, Duke Elsie. So,
Yeah, ma'am.
yes, that's all. That was all your presentation. Thank you so much for sharing that presentation, for making us aware of the stats of Campus Carlos Hilada Memorial State College. May we also call Dr. Ann Arsenio and Miss May Olorga for our question and answer portion. Oh, by the way, there are still. I'm sorry, Dr. Elsie, I'm sorry. Hello. Yes, Dr. Elsie, I'm sorry. There's just a small technical problem that the host is fixing at this moment. You still have a continuation for your presentation. We'll just wait a little while. And I was looking into the presentation, and you posted a question. Why is it that computer science is more to male than female?
POI, Fortune Town Campus.
Okay. So,
Ma'am Sharon, hello.
there.
Yeah.
You can continue your presentation, please.
Okay. So again, I apologize for the little difficulty we experienced, and thank you, NOLTC, for bringing this back again. So I was sharing with you the pie graph showing us the percentage of the male students and the female students in Fortune Town Campus, which again, as I told you, it's very interesting to note that as compared to the other campus, while there are more male students in the computer science program, here in the business courses, there are more female students. So we can see where the interests of our students lies more, no? So they are into business courses, Gidman. Next slide, please. Okay, here is again the line graph showing us ang trending sang amon nga enrollment diri. And you can just take a look at this. So bisan pa matuod nga naggamay panaog, pero it is picking up kag nagataas naman. And the last campus, ladies and gentlemen, is in Binalbagan campus, where again we have our College of Criminal Justice and College of Fisheries. So these are our curricular offerings, and these are our sex desegregated data arranged according to year level, according to programs and the school year. And here is our summary. There are 29,958 enrollees in the 6 years across all programs and across all year levels. And 12,452 are male and 17,506 are female. And the difference is 5,054 in favor of female students. So more female students are enrolled in Binalbagan campus. And again, para lang daw ma-emphasize ta, this is the campus nga ang gina-offer is criminal justice, criminology, and fisheries courses. So here is the pie graph showing us the percentage of our enrollees in favor of the female students, and also the line graph here showing some trending, which is consistently the same true to all the four campuses. The enrollment has gone down a bit, but continuously picking up. Nga daw pa lariho gid ang ilang trending. So, given nga may pandemic, nagaamat-amat pagid taas ang amon nga enrollment diri. Now, next slide. So the summary of enrollment here is now according to campus. So in all the four campuses, the total enrollment has reached 140,704. And out of this, 84,241 are females, and the remaining 56,463 are male. So these figures here are telling us that there are more female students than male students in the whole four campuses of CAMC. So perhaps at this point, it could be clearly stated that CAMC is female dominated insofar as our student population is concerned. Now, how about our staff complement? Now, these are the data for the administrative staff, the teaching personnel, and the non-teaching personnel, or our job orders. Now, let me just proceed directly to the last slide, the summary, please. Okay, so for our teaching personnel, from 2017 to 2021, the total number of our teaching staff is 1,723, and 1,027 are females, women, empowered women, and 796 are male. So even among our faculty members, there are more female faculty than the male teachers in the whole four campuses of CAMC. How about for our next slide, please? For our non-teaching personnel, our general administrative and support services staff, the total is 830, and 435 are female, while 395 are male. So daw jutay-jutay lang man ang diferensya. But again, little or small as it may be, there are still, it can be safely stated that there are still more female than male non-teaching personnel in CAMC. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what I am showing you right now are the GAD-related trainings, seminars, or conferences which we were able to have for the past 7 years. There are still a lot that we were not able to put in here, but this would just suffice, as we can see that we are trying everything we can to provide GAD-related activities to our faculty and staff and the students as well. So I'd like to, my presentation ends here, but I'd like to share with you just a little of, something that we do that has helped us somehow to survive amidst the pandemic. Now, if you notice, the trend of our enrollment has continuously increased over the past several years, though it has gone down at some point, but it is picking up and going up despite the pandemic. So the question is, how did we manage? How did we survive and continued our pursuit of delivering quality services or instructions to our learners? So we were able to, prior to the opening of classes, we were able to conduct a survey among our students and our potential students, the incoming first year then. We tried to determine who among them have access to internet and those who do not have. And from the information derived from that survey, our deans were able to come up with programs to address the needs of our students. That is why we were able to come up with the scheme of giving blended learning. That is a combination of online learning and modular learning, which can be online also, and printed learning. So how did we do that? For those students who have access to internet, we provided modular learning activities, but still online. And those who do not have, we also provided them with modular learning materials, printed materials for that matter. So we were able to organize committees, that is by campus. We provided them with materials, or the college provided them with materials to use for the modules, and then the modules were distributed to our students. How did we do that? We determined who among our students live at the same locality, and then made arrangements for them to just pick up the module materials in designated area. And then we organized a group to distribute the materials and retrieve the same after they were duly accomplished and filled up by our learners. It was not continuously done, however, because at some point the COVID cases had grown to an alarming, level that has caused most of the borders to implement very strict, mga restrictions nga it became almost impossible for us to go out and distribute the material. So what we did was we resorted to, giving our teachers training on the use of the Google Classrooms. And with that, the teachers were able to reach out to our students holding online classes, and also encourage our students to submit all the requirements, course requirements online using the Google Classroom. And aside from that, there were also some teachers who, by their own initiative, reach out to students who just find it very difficult, for financial reasons and a lot more. They just were not able to avail of the modular, the printed modules. So much so the teachers had to visit them individually and distribute the same. So it's taking a toll on these teachers, given the difficulty that we need to, but true to our commitment, we did everything we can just so that CAMSI would still be able to live up to the expectation that, and to its mandate, that we have to give still quality instruction, quality service amidst the difficulty that we are facing. So, and in addition to that, we did everything we can, CAMSI for that matter, did everything it can, no, given the present circumstances, to just go on and continue the delivery of services, not just for the sake of, living up to our mandate, but likewise because, as you might have probably known by this point, by this time, that we are into trying to attain the university status. And we are at this point preparing everything so that hopefully we would be able to comply with the last requirements, and then everything would just follow through. That before the year ends, God willing, we would be able to be granted the universityhood status. Now, insofar as the delivery of other services are concerned, extension, research, production, and everything else, because we are into not just instruction but production as well, extension, research, and other functions inherent to being a member of the SUCs. We are doing everything we can to be able still to deliver, because as I mentioned, we are into getting the university hood status that we need to work on, and we need to continue to comply with all the requirements. But over and above all this, we are still trying to survive and to rise above the difficulty of our present circumstances, because we do not want to give up, knowing that a lot of our students and our stakeholders are expecting a lot from us. So, notwithstanding the difficulty, what we are going through, difficulty in our mobility and all that, we are pursuing our effort to still go on with our accreditation. We are into accreditation. We are now working with our re-accreditation status, our recertification status, insofar as our ISO efforts are concerned. We have been granted our ISO certification, but the 3-year contract has lapsed already. So now we are starting again to work out so that we could again retain or attain our recertification status. Our accreditation efforts are going well because, ladies and gentlemen, our programs, no, almost all our programs which are accreditable, that we subjected to accreditation, except for the new programs which are not accreditable at the moment. But it is safe to say that we are on our way towards attaining higher level in our accreditation status for almost all our programs. Then we are also into complying 100% COPC, certification that would be hopefully granted to us. The fact is that only 10% of our programs are still lacking with our COPC, that is the Certificate of Program Compliance. Now, one requirement that we should have to comply with for us to be able to be granted the universityhood status is our program should be 100% na nga may COPC. And jutay na gid lang, 90% has already been complied with, and we are completing the remaining 10%. So aside from all of this that I mentioned, we have also our other things that we do. Just to mention, we have our Kamshanihan. This is the program which our Office of the Office of External Affairs, rather, under Dr. Dick Samonte. We have been actively doing a lot of community extension services, donations through financial assistance and other resources, anything that that department could take their hands on, that could truly be of use to the recipients, to the beneficiaries, that they do, and they have been actively doing that. The efforts actually have paid off because well, a lot of very good feedbacks have been coming, saying thank you or appreciating the efforts extended by this department. So, just to mention some, we are also into sa amon nga mga research activities, still actively doing a lot of research works, and most of these are all community based. No? So again, insofar as the sex disaggregated data, going back to that, the sex disaggregated data of the Gender and Development Office nga ginam head ko is ongoing, and we are more into improving our database, not just now for the student enrollment, the faculty and staff and all that, but for most of the activities that we do inside of the campus, of the campuses, and even those outside that we do, we are now into coming up with sex disaggregated data, a collection, because gusto namon nga ini nga mga data would be made available, as they are very important. We can have all these readily available, not just for our use, but also for purposes of sharing it in a forum like this, so that the data could serve likewise as baseline information for us to benchmark or to plan out activities for improvement, not just of our college, but also for activities in the province if need be. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, again, I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and for your indulgence for listening to my presentation. And should you have questions, I am ready to entertain them. Thank you again, and thank you, Miss Wanse. Thank you,
Thank you
Nolito.
so much. Thank you so much, Doc Elvi, for sharing. Now, we will ask Doc Mary Ann Arsenias and Miss May Olorga to join us here for the question and answer. Doc Ann. Yes. Hello. And Miss May Olorga. Now, together with three beautiful women, GAD advocates. I'm going to ask, I think I'm going to throw one question for everybody to answer. Just wait for Miss May. Miss May. So nice to witness all the presentations given by different institutions in the education category, education sector. So Miss May is not yet in. So Miss May, okay. For a while. Yes. So I'm going to throw this question to these two beautiful ladies because Miss May is not yet in. With all the presentations that you have given and with all the situations that we are facing right now, especially the threat of COVID-19, I have one question for both of you. What are the GAD issues that you have encountered during this pandemic? Actually, we start experience this pandemic second quarter last year. So it's the end of the year 2019, 2020. So I think Miss Doc Ann, can we have the first answer from you? What are the GAD issues you have encountered during this pandemic?
Doc, can I be here? I can be heard, Doc.
Yes. I can hear you.
Of course, I am a teacher, and I think this is common among us teachers that our mode of teaching and learning is through GC, especially because our students have limited IT facilities at home. And uh, and because we are asynchronous, that means our student can just anytime answer their modules. So what we do, we tend to have individual teaching, and that will be difficult for us because of the class size, and which I understand uh, uh, need to be addressed, but of course it would be a process. This pandemic is not expected by
Yes,
everyone.
yes, true.
So our students really find it difficult that we are that they are at home doing their modules, and of course this will of course both faculty and students are focused on parang multitasking because they are now at home, so they can be unlike when we are in the classroom and in the offices, that we can concentrate on our teaching and learning activities. But now that we are at home, uh, we are whole day, we are exposed to our concerns at home while we are doing our office and teaching work. I think that is a very big challenge for us. But as I have said, bangon lang, babae, bangon. Yeah, both to, especially to our students, because they lack the IT facilities, and they have now financial problems as a challenge, because those who support them, uh, there are those that I visited, as it is allowed for us to travel, although it's limited, that really those who support them have difficulties now because of the opportunity in earning is challenging also. So teacher would also help them kahit papaano, bigay kung may maibigay, kung gano'n. It's really very challenging.
Thank you so much, Doc May, Doc Mary Ann. Thank you so much. And I think no, it also affected the number of enrollees in the school. Given that classes are held online, you have mentioned earlier that there are some students who have difficulties to access the online classes. And sometimes sa GC, hindi ka gid man ka discuss in details. But then you took some efforts to address those gaps. Thank you so much, Doc May. Doc Alvi, we would also like to hear your side on the gender issues that you get to encounter because of this pandemic.
Um, I really could not pinpoint no a specific gut issues that I met given this pandemic. However, I'd like to just share one difficulty I have, insofar as this God is concerned. Now, as in the normal setup before the pandemic, I entertain a lot of mga problems of our students, and even of some members of the non-teaching group and the members of the faculty, problems which are God related, like most common are those in the case of our students, those who had experienced some form of sexual harassment. Unlike before, I have the freedom, of mobility to be able to meet up with them face to face and discuss the possible course of actions that could be taken to address their problems. Now, given this difficulty, I could not, and so they would text me, or they would reach me using in Facebook or chat a messenger or what, to air out their concerns and needing my advice or any actions that I should have done or would have done under the normal circumstances before. And so that is my difficulty. Much as I want to, I really could not. Because, for fear of the pandemic, and given that I had to work home, and I had to observe, the restrictions, IATF, health protocols, and all that. So, Doc Sharon, that is really my problem, and of course that is very understandable. So this is it. The pandemic is here, but the problems, sexual, ang nature, are also very real. But we are limited to deal with this kay tungod sang aton nga difficulty. So amo na siya ang issue nga nagudlayan ko. How far could we go? Amo sina. Of course, we have to live within the limitations nga ari subong sa aton kaluluoy sa mga estudyante gani.
Yes, yes, it's true. It's true, Doc El. Thank you so much for sharing that issue that we really need to find solutions on how to address those gaps. Hello, Miss May. Welcome back, Miss May.
For the
Yes.
technical glitch, I have to change gadget.
Okay, so now that you're here, these two beautiful ladies have already answered the questions I have given earlier, and now I've mentioned earlier I'm with three beautiful God advocates, and now this one is for you. What are the God of your school, the TUP? Can
Can you please repeat
what are the God issues that you have in
what are the GAD issues?
pandemic?
Basically because of the quarantine protocols, because our students are still minors, plus the fact that they are not really allowed to go out, except of course for those who are not anymore who are already of the legal age. So basically, much as our students are our target clients or our target sectors, then their absence rather, really try to limit our delivery of the deliverables. So, but then with the use of the Zoom platform, the Facebook Live, then we can deliver. But still, the internet connectivity is another issue. We have to consider internet connectivity mainly because there are some students who live far from the urban area, and then they have minimal or even very low connection. So the very reason why, for example, when we try to give our webinars via Zoom, we try to go live via TUPV Facebook Live, because if they cannot access the Zoom, then they can access sa FB. So these are the risks that we have really identified, plus the fact that physical distancing and physical presence is also limited. Then our meetings, even the faculty and staff, are also limited. So we also do the Zoom or the Google Meet just to have it. If ever we try to meet, like what I have presented in the photos, we try to meet in the open air, like our student lounge, or in a very big space like our gym, with at least 20 or 30% presence or attendees, so that we will not be violating any. For the extension, of course, we just have to coordinate and collaborate with the local government, because there are border controls. So we just have to communicate with the barangay captain and all others, so that we can try to cross border if ever we go up the mountain, or if ever we go up Tambara or Katilingban, so that we can be allowed to go. But still, again, we have to maintain the minimum health standards. So these are supposedly, we have a lot of deliverables, but we are constrained by physical presence, by health protocols, and by border controls.
Thank you so much, Miss May. I also agree with all of you that this situation, no, tested the patience of everybody. But then it actually opened a collaborative efforts among the community, so that everything will be delivered smoothly. Before we proceed with the awarding of certificates, may I ask a parting words from each one of you before we will award our certificates? Can we start with Doc Arsenias, please, followed by Doc LV, and lastly from Miss May.
I would like to say that to really attain genuine sustainable development, gender equality is essential. That is why to all who takes the effort to promote gender equality, your precious time is worth it. So I would like to thank everyone who are working towards gender equality. And I pray that everyone will continue to be blessed so that we can continue to embrace humanity as we promote gender equality. God bless everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doc May. Doc Ann, I mean. Doc LV, can we also hear from you?
Hello. Okay. So again, I would like to thank the province of Negros Occidental. It's a gender program. Ma'am June, you, Ma'am Sharon, the NOLTC people, and all those behind this program. Thank you so much for again bringing us into this level where we acknowledge no barrier, that the COVID does not count because we are continuously one in our efforts to survive the difficulty and to still manage and deliver the best that we can in whatever way possible. So let us continue and nurture that fire in our heart to continue to become good advocates no matter what. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and good day, everyone.
Thank you so much to Doc LV. Miss May.
Um, Together we can achieve more. Alone we can do little. So with this collaboration with NOLTC, with the Negros Occidental Provincial GAD Focal Point System, with other partner agencies, we can do much. So let's just continue to work together and try to work hand in hand because I believe we can do more. And to all the rest of the gods and the goddesses out there, let's just continue to work and forward the cause
Bangon.
and the advocacy of pushing for gender and development in all aspects of our community and our society. May God prosper the works of our hands. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let me read to you the certificates from Gender and Development Council, Province of Negros Occidental, and the Bansa Negrense. Republic of the Philippines, Province of Negros Occidental, Provincial Gender and Development Focal Point System awards this certificate of appreciation to May T. Olorga, Coordinator, Gender and Development Office, TUPV, in grateful acknowledgement and appreciation of her services rendered and insights shared, and as a presenter of the GAD Technological University of the Philippines, Visayas, during the Because Women Count 2021 webinar series on GAD data and issues organized by the Province of Negros Occidental through the Provincial Gender and Development Focal Point System with the technical support of the Negros Occidental Language Information and Technology Center and Tech for Ed Philippines, awarded this 11th day of May 2021 in Bacolod City, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Signed by the Honorable Governor Eugenio Jose V. Lacson. Can we have a
Thank you.
virtual clap
Thank you
for
very
Miss
much.
May? And
Thank you.
we will again award the certificate of appreciation to Doc Mary Ann Arsenio, GAD Director, NONESCOS, for her grateful acknowledgement and appreciation of her services rendered and insights shared as a presenter of the GAD database of Northern Negros State College of Science and Technology, or NONESCOS, during the Because Women Count webinar series on GAD data and issues organized by the Province of Negros Occidental through the Provincial Gender and Development Focal Point System with the technical support of the Negros Occidental Language Information and Technology Center and the Tech for Ed Philippines. Awarded this 11th day of May 2021 in Bacolod City, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Signed, Eugenio V. Lacson, Governor. Can we give her a virtual clap? And
Thank
lastly,
you.
to award the certificate of appreciation to Dr. Elvie Samson, GAD Focal Person of Carlos Hilad Memorial College, in grateful acknowledgement and appreciation of her service Memorial State College during the Because Women Count 2021 data and issues organized by the Province of Occidental through the Provincial Gender and Development Focal Point System with the technical support of the Negros Occidental Language, Information and Technology Center and Tech for Ed Philippines. Awarded this 11th day of May 2021 in Bacolod City, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Signed, Eugenio V. Lacson, Governor. Congratulations to the three of you. Thank you so much for the time. And by the way, aside from the certificates that has been given to the resource speakers, all presenters will also receive a webcam, earbuds, and a souvenir wall clock. We will have it delivered to your respective offices. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a virtual applause to all our speakers. Thank you so much, Dr. Elvie Samson, Ms. May Olorga, and Dr. Mary Ann Arsenio. Please don't leave our virtual studio yet, as we will have our photo ops after our broadcast. So to all of you watching through FB and YouTube, this has been your moderator, Dr. Sharon Wanse, thanking all of you joining us in the morning's episode of Because Women Count 2021. Thank you also for our technical support, the NOLTC, headed by Doc Tina Basado and her staff, and the Tech for Ed Philippines. I would also like to announce, and please don't fail to watch the episode 3 at 1 in the afternoon. Still with Miss Mary June Castro, our will be Attorney Annabel Palik, Doctor Attorney Annabel Palik, a member of the Committee of Decorum and Investigation. Our guest will be coming from Department of Education, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, NOLTC, in the Negros Occidental Scholarship Program. To everyone, thank you for watching. Good morning and have a nice day.